What's up, everybody? It's Conger Live, and I am back with the new tier list for February. Now, I got some feedback from some of the top players and top spenders in this game. A lot of this also comes from my own personal experience, as I do not have every character maxed out to play with myself. Also from feedback from all of you guys out there who have answered questions and put in your 2 cents in both Discord and the Facebook groups. So thank you guys for everyone who's thrown this in here. So basically, I've taken the tier list that Jake made last month, and I've made some tweaks to it. Now, I had to reposition all the heads so it's not quite in the same order for those characters that are in the top or the bottom, but it doesn't really mean anything from left to right. These characters are all in that tier. I'll talk a little bit about each tier and some of the characters in them as to why I think they belong there. But of course, if you guys disagree, leave a comment down below as to who you think should be moved into which position, and we can look into editing that, because I do hope to make sure that this is available to the entire community, and then also if anybody in the community feels like there's some changes that they can give me some input, and we can make sure those reflect the ideas of the community as a whole. What we got here at the top, of course, probably doesn't surprise anybody. I didn't change any of these S-class heroes. These are some of the most beneficial characters to have and use. Now, there are situations where all these characters wouldn't be used. Number one being you don't have them. Number two also is because all these characters need someone else on the field, most likely, to support their kit. And that's one really big thing as to why I made that spreadsheet. So if you do have limited characters, you can kind of see which characters help your character out that you do have at, say, 4-star or 5-star even, to try and balance out with the rest of the squad. So that being said, I'm not going to talk too much about these top 4, but we know that April's amazing, Toka's amazing, Zorax is amazing, and Frosty is also amazing. Now, in the A class, these are also very excellent characters. You're going to see these characters all the time, and it's not going to surprise you that 4 of these characters have a support class, okay? Because we know how awesome defense is. So that's why we got Donnie, Leo, Ray, and Splinter all in there in that A class. These are some of the best support characters to support the top tunes if you got them. Also, they support the rest of the tunes really, really well. So you're not going to get by without having at least 1 or 2 of these support heroes on your team. Now, Casey Jones and Shredder are up in the top tier because they are the poor man's Zorax. They both hit really hard at different times for different reasons. Shredder, since his rebuild with the disarm, is just absolutely amazing. He also reduces alertness, so your enemies aren't going to be able to gain that much shield, or what do they call it, defense. My bad, guys. And he's able to just shred right through people. All right, see what I did there? Yeah. All right, in the B tier, Rocksteady is probably the best 2-star tank you can get your hands on, because you're not getting your hands on Toka or Ray at 2-star unless you buy them out of a box. But Rocksteady does come naturally out of those 2-bit drives. So Rocksteady's definitely a great character. These are all excellent characters to use. Anthrax, even though he's a brawler, he kind of acts like a tank sometimes because he's able to gain just so much defense, and his damage over time is pretty debilitating. It's pretty annoying to have to deal with that. Mondo, with his stun and his dash, he can usually stay alive pretty long as he doesn't get hit before his special hit too hard, so then he can kind of bounce around and start assassinating people using his stun. And Raphael just has such longevity, which is why he's in the B tier, but not quite up in the top in the A. Karai does a decent amount of damage. And then Renette, I put her here because people who have her and are using her seem to be saying wonderful things about her. I have not taken her to 4-star yet because I'm saving my bits. Waiting to the end of the April event to see if I can land in those top 5 for a 4-star April. If I can't, I'm definitely going to save them for the next event, and that's why I haven't opened up Renette yet. Now, it's not looking like I'm going to be able to get into that top 5, but you never know. It's kind of close on the cusp right now, so we'll see we'll see what happens with that in a little over a week. The rest of these characters, C, D, E, F class, they're all basically, you use them if you got them because they're all you got, and some of them are a little bit better than others, but that's kind of where it's at. I feel like I'm being really generous with Snow Mikey in the C tier, being that he still has a function not working, and of course I moved Ace Duck further down into the D tier because being built around alertness and alertness being, you know, kind of dead. It's the defense that still works. So his kit, he just doesn't do enough. And all AoE damage in general is not that strong because of how much defense is being put out. So it doesn't quite push through it, which is why a lot of those other characters are down there as well. Because Bebop has got a great AoE, it just doesn't do enough, right? That's kind of how it is with everybody down here. Baxter, unfortunately, sitting in the E tier. Baxter's damage over time right now is still broken. It bypasses the defense, which is why he maybe could be rated higher, but they are going to fix that. That should be coming in the new build. I know that Tempestra's got a skill coming out in the new build, so maybe she'll move up a couple tiers. She does have a decent amount of damage with her AoE, but it's just not enough the way I see it. But of course, you know, I have her at 4-star. I am leveling her, but I'm still not using her yet. But I'm hoping that new skill will kind of transform her for the better. And then Irma still, sadly, dives in once you level her to 200. So the community kind of raves that, you know, that kind of makes her trash, unusable. Because by the time you get up, she's great early on. In fact, she probably shouldn't be in the F. Maybe she's up in the D tier or something. But because once you take her to 200 and she just dives in and gets herself killed, she loses a lot of her effectiveness, so to speak. So I'll let you guys take that with a grain of salt. Obviously, like, I don't have experience with all these characters, but this is some of the feedback I've gotten from people compiling this together. Leave a comment down below which are your favorite characters. Obviously, we can't target farm any of these characters other than buying them in tier boxes. And if you guys have paid attention to my recent videos, you can get some gems for free if you have those offers available to you, to help you get to where you can save up that 9,000 and buy the hero of your choosing. Most importantly, guys, we want to game smarter here. Let's just all have some fun. Thanks for watching the video. Give us a like and subscribe if you don't already, and we'll see you in the next video.
Power!